I wanted to tell you that Chad told me we should be careful about the foot fetish stuff when we don't wear shoes.
Is that why you're wearing shoes right now?
I decided to wear sneakers. Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Candice.
And welcome to Don't Start.
And as we like to say, don't start.
Candice, save it for the show.
Exactly. So let's get to it.
So it's May.
It's May.
It's our birthdays.
It's our birthdays. Mine's the end of April. Yours is the end of May.
Yes.
I love
yes.
it.
So
it's literally our birthday.
We did a chunk of birthday time from yours to mine. We get to celebrate the entire time together.
Yes, I think that's awesome.
But my question is to you is when we talk about birthdays, do you still celebrate yours?
You know what? I think this is a really interesting topic. That's what today's episode is, guys. Birthdays.
All right, here we go. No. Let's hammer it in.
Let's hammer it in.
Today's episode is about
birthdays
and aging.
Aging, and how do we feel about it? And
every day we're a little bit older.
every day we're a little bit older. My husband, years ago, started to sell insurance. And I remember...
Oh, this is going to be a hot topic.
No, not at all. And he used to say this thing like, you're never going to be any younger than you are today. And I was like, stop using that on me. And I agree. He's right.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that people that have to crazy celebrate. Meaning... Like, they must have a cake. They must have... I'm over that. I really want to see people and enjoy whatever, but, I don't need...
On that note, did you get the invitation from Chad?
Yeah, I'm coming to
He DM'd you. He says, slid into your DMs. Fantastic.
On that note, Sarah's having a pool party, which actually I think is freaking adorable. That's different.
I laughed that he made an invitation.
But
it was just very charming.
But you know what I mean? There are those people that are like...
Sorry, I'm trying to get closer to you and be on the microphone.
Oh, are you? No, that's why...
You know, the physically...
Physically. I do think it's very funny. There's people that are I have to celebrate and then go out all hard for whatever time. And I do think you should celebrate to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But there is a part of me that's grow up, you don't need cake. So I don't know. I wonder.
Everybody deserves cake.
Yeah, I mean,
have you not heard? Is it Marie Antoinette? Let them eat cake.
Oh, it is let them eat cake. Yeah, you're right.
Let them eat cake. Let them eat cake, Candice.
Cake,
you like?
But I'm not
You like dessert
and blow out a candle.
Do you like dessert?
Oh yeah. Dessert.
If I'm not a big dessert, I'll have the glass of wine. But I will have cannolis if they're there.
Oh God, that's my dog's name, as we know.
Yes.
But yes, no dessert before food actually, which is such a bad quality of mine. But yes, but yes.
Can I ask an Italian question?
Yeah.
I know we're all over, but do you do salad after the meal?
In Italy, you do. In
Jersey, Italy. Staten Island, Italy.
Staten Italy, you do not.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's Staten Italy.
I just learned something.
Yeah. You do not in Staten Italy.
No. Yeah.
No, you do.
I love one of my brother's friends from Florida found out about antipasto. A nice antipasto. And he's like, it's just cold cuts on a green salad. And I was like, yeah, we just always get it. It was the best.
It's the best. It's the intro. That's how it makes me feel.
Oh, yeah.
It is the intro if we were talking about that.
Yeah, so you don't. Anyway, let's get back to birthdays and cake.
You love a good birthday. Come on now, don't lie.
So this is funny because I think this thing that we've talked about before is that you love planning events and you're really great at it. I do enjoy birthdays. My 30th was a big soiree, and that was a lot of fun in Los Angeles. When I turned 40, yes, I did. I really wanted, it was very, I literally was like, it's going to be Chad and I, me and him, and I want a dipping pool. This sounds so bratty, but I looked for inexpensive flights from Florida at the time where we were living. And I wanted a dipping pool that wasn't too expensive, that we could just walk out and we're going to just dip and look out into the water. And so we went to this place. It's in Puerto Rico, Isabella. Yes. So that was gorgeous. And we just drank rum and we dipped and we hung out, and it was so special because it was just us. Yeah. Now I feel like after that momentous age change range, it's very hard to be like, I say, Chad, you made these invitations. Can we put housewarming?
That would be a great idea.
Well,
I'm going to bring a housewarming because it's your new place. Great. But it's a pool party. But let's just call it a housewarming too.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that 40th birthday was a very adult way of bringing in your birthday.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's like, it's for you.
Yeah.
It's not for anyone else.
Right.
You spent it with the person you love. I think that's an amazing birthday.
Right.
I have this thing, well, I'm going to call him out. My brother-in-law has this thing about his birthday because it's on Christmas Eve, which is really tough.
Yeah. Anything within the end of December, beginning of January is a tough one.
Really tough. And he has this thing, which makes me giggle, where he's like, if you're going to buy me a gift, he's not like, I need a gift. No.
Yep.
If you're going to buy me a gift, don't wrap it in Christmas paper. Can you please wrap it in birthday paper? So I always find it very funny that under my tree is like
funny.
a bunch of Christmas gifts.
But I
and
like
one
this
little gift that says happy birthday with birthday paper.
I love that he gave rules. Like
there are
he's like,
rules.
this has gone since I was
41 years old, he
younger.
has rules.
Yes. This has gone since I was a kid. I'm never letting go of it. I need to know that is for my birthday. Make me feel special, that not everybody's special, but it is my special day.
How funny is that?
I think in this episode that we're discussing birthdays, I think it's a very important time to discuss like just ageism in general.
Yes.
Like I think we don't have to go to like the heaviness of it all, but like but it is something where I feel like you hit a certain age and you're like, okay, here we go, and it isn't necessarily as fun to celebrate that. However, as I am that person saying that, I am having a pool party like I'm 13 years old.
No, you're not having it. Your
yes.
throwing it for you, and it's also.
I'm sure I pitched the idea.
It's also. I'm sure I nudged him. Made the invitation. It's a pool party. Welcome to your new home, housewarming. It's okay. I think it's adorable. No, that doesn't bother me.
So how often do you tell people your exact age?
I'm in the entertainment business. I've been lying.
Honey, I'm in the entertainment business. Oh, she's like getting to know you.
I feel like I've lied about my age up and down so much to fit something that sometimes I actually turn to Tom and I'm like, how old?
Oh yeah,
have you done that?
Weirdly enough, right now I am 41. I just laughed because I almost did it again.
I've done it.
I keep saying I've been 42 this entire year.
Oh, you're aging yourself up this time.
Yeah, like weirdly though, and it's not like I want it, but I'm just saying like for some reason I just like I'm 42. But here I have to tell you something because I think anybody that knows the biz. IMDb, somebody like put out there that I was a year older, and it did really bother me because you don't want a casting director or people to see you as this image of that age.
Sure.
We have age ranges.
And I will say that age range, cheesy enough, goes differently depending on what medium you're in. If you're in Broadway theater medium, we're not going to play our age. We're going to play 10 years younger. Like, we just are. We're not. I'm sorry. I've never in my life ever played my age.
Yeah. Also, I'll give you the other side of it. I mean, have you played Adelaide in Guys and Dolls?
No, but I should now.
Yeah, you absolutely would be brilliant. I did it in high school.
Oh, that kills me when they make like
But it
young
was one of
kids.
my very favorite roles of all time. But yeah, it's just funny because obviously this would be a perfect role for you. But I went in high school. You go like the opposite, where like I'm paying. I don't even know how old she's supposed to be. I bet she's supposed to be just like
she's supposed to be
late
20s.
20s.
Oh, 20s?
I don't know. I'm just kidding. But in like the wild world of when it takes place.
Oh, that's true.
Like, she's over the hill and she's not married yet.
Yeah, she's probably like 19.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it depends on what medium, right? If you're in TV and film, you're playing your age or like 6 years older than what you are. And this also doesn't apply for like a super mega celeb, right?
Yeah.
They could be like 45 and they're trying to pull off 35 and we accept it because they're super famous.
Yeah, but funny you give me the ages you were saying. They were how old?
Like if they're 45 and trying to pull off 35 and still trying to find love.
Okay, so you're talking about the men that are then, right? So the men will play whatever age.
Men can do whatever they want.
And then they will be going out with Jennifer Lawrence.
That kills me. Men can be gray.
And Jennifer Lawrence now had a baby, so she probably aged herself out.
Poor girl.
This is not me. I'm not saying the controversial things. It's just
fact.
What happened.
Fact, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love it when I turn on... Well, I don't love it. I laugh when I turn on a movie, and I'm like, he's 54.
Yeah, no,
he's playing 45.
Late
and
60s.
He's clearly married, right? And he's clearly dating the
25-year-old.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Where that doesn't always flip in entertainment for females. If it does, it's actually a thing that's trying to sell the project. Like a MILF. And I'm like, no.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things when I literally was just watching on is it Max, which is now HBO Max.
I can't.
Was
That happened
HBO
today.
Max, was Max, now back to HBO Max. Hacks.
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart
Fantastic.
is an idol.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just brilliant. She's sharp. She's shrewd. She's beautiful.
Yep.
She's hysterical. But man, like you just said, she plays her age honestly, and she's and the difficulties and the challenges. Yeah. And I just love it. I got emotional today, even though it's a comedy. It was just
such a good show.
You know, it's just so great.
And how often do you see that in the world of entertainment, where a female over the age of 65 is sexy and gorgeous and living, and then still having those moments of vulnerability, and we accept it.
I love that she wears a wig and then she doesn't wear a wig, and just showing like, that's funny enough. I think of these topics that we're going to talk about as I drive here. But I was laughing about, as we were talking about like show ages, acting ages, like I even think about what I put on for my show, right? Totally. So like I put in my clip-ins, I put on my fake tanner.
You
it's like
so good.
I do show face.
Yes, you do. That's okay.
And we know it. And like that's part of like the transformation into performing. And like that's why so much even I wanted to do this with you is like to be honestly yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
But now we have social media that represents this alternate version of you. So like for me, I post a lot of just work stuff, and now I get to, I don't know, I used to be more about my personal life online, and I think I've gotten more private. But now that we're here, obviously we're being more revealing.
A fine balance that all of us are trying to juggle, because obviously if you have a family, a husband, a wife, a child, a mother, a father, you're like, how much do I share? When is too much too much?
Right.
You know, I think that's a whole nother topic.
Are you at all protective with Mav? I mean,
he has his own little social
media.
I know,
and he's adorable.
Monitor,
yeah.
And there's like 10 followers. It's our friends.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like so people who don't live close can see him.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And people we love can like see his cute little pictures. And I'll put him on my stories a lot. But I know they fade away in 24 hours. It doesn't freak me out as much. But I'm putting very selective photos.
I get nervous because I am very active in my nieces and nephew life. It's hard to say. I'm just trying to figure out how to pluralize nieces. And there's times I used to always post, and now I'm a little bit more hesitant. I'm a little bit more private. It's a weird balance of like, oh, their kids, don't put them on the internet, yada, yada.
I think it's a really weird balance.
Yes, and I was going to say, I got a really funny message from one of my friends from northern Jersey, where I grew up, and they said, oh, my daughter, or I think it was actually the niece, Googled your name in not provocative. I never did anything overly provocative. No. But maybe I was in like a sassafras like ensemble giving like a smolder to camera, and I was like, oh man, that was like 20s or 30s.
Wait,
you know.
Did the woman say provocative on the phone?
No, I just decided. But she said, if I can look it on my phone, I don't remember what it was, but basically like a naughty photo.
A naughty photo.
And I was like, well, there's not naughty. Like I'm very conscious now. Like when you're in your 20s and your 30s, and also like whatever success you have, and you maybe are a little bit more out there. There's more things available on the internet to find. This sounds like I did it. I am such like
she's totally naked somewhere.
No,
Google Sarah Schreiber.
No, that's not what I'm. Oh my goodness gracious!
Know what? You should be naked. You're really pretty.
Thank you.
Make
it doesn't.
It out.
Listen. OnlyFans. I'm not doing it. There's something I'd rather go.
I still don't even know what it is. Is it a foot thing?
It's anything you want it to be.
But it has to be naked.
I think that maybe people can just cook and be like on OnlyFans, but they better be naked to get the money.
So it always has to be nakedness.
I have no idea.
I really don't know anything. If you're listening, please tell me what OnlyFans is. Thank you so much.
But so I'm wearing shoes today because there's
Chad doesn't want us to be on
there's I don't know, you don't have to Google, but Wiki Feet is like a thing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
And it's someone who has a foot fetish.
I don't know if it is. It's your feet are on there.
You know, this also goes with so I grew up with this amazing woman who is now a mom of a 12-year-old. As we talk about age, a 12-year-old girl who is in dancing school and clearly competing in dance. So she wears these really sexy outfits, and she's like, fine line, you know, when do I give her a phone? When don't? And I thought to myself, oh gosh, it's really tough with girls. I know it's tough with boys too, but with girls, at that age. And she said there's a couple of girls in her age group at school that have gotten in trouble like Snapchatting with naked pictures to boys, and it's like you're
12?
12 and 13. Maybe stuff like that. Obviously, Snapchat wasn't around. We were teenagers, but maybe stuff like that happened. But we were like 16, and now I feel like it's happening.
Oh,
12, 13.
I had every color, different legging and dresses to my knee. Like, you know what I mean? And like a silly blossom hat or a ridiculous big headband. Times are definitely different.
Wow.
I think that was something I was thinking about as well, is like, how has social media changed things? How have the Kardashians reality show, the Real Housewives, how it's changed what beauty standards are?
Aging is a screwed up thing right now in our world, because you'll see it on social media all the time. Someone will be like, if the Kardashians didn't have money, and they'll post a picture of them looking like
there's the Beyonce Jay-Z one,
right? And you laugh at it, but then you feel, I have this moment where I go, but that is so effed up, because now we're looking at that from a point of view, and it's like they literally, they don't say it, but they pay out the ass to look the way they look.
Yes,
right?
yes. Heavy on the ass. Heavy on the ass.
If I had their money too, I think I would too. See, that's the thing. I'm definitely susceptible to that. If I have a buttload of money, I mean, I joke all the time with Tom. I'm like, God's not going to give me $60 million, because he's going to be like, don't spend it on your looks, because part of me could get really stuck in that. It's a vain thing.
No, I am vain. I steamed not saying steaming a flannel is vain, but there's an appearance thing that I appreciate.
Oh, okay, sure. I mean,
like put on your lipstick.
You
like,
want to always look
yeah.
good. But there is a level of vanity. I mean, my grandmother had a facelift.
Oh, she did?
Oh.
Good for her.
Franny had a freaking facelift.
Yeah, that's...
But old school facelift, because I was a kid. I was like 15.
I just do high ponytails, very tight.
She did the pull and the staple. To the point where my sister and I remember sitting at the dinner table after she came back from her surgery in Mount Sinai in New York City.
Shout out to Mount Sinai.
In like the, I guess, I don't even know, maybe it was the early 2000s. And I remember, or late 90s.
She's like, Grandma, you look different.
She had like, she was like bandaged like a cartoon around her face. And we would sit at the dinner table, and my sister, and I distinctly remember where she sat and where we sat, moving the thing of soda or pitcher of water, so it would not be in our, it would be like blocking her, so we didn't have to see her.
Oh my goodness.
Because it was so scary. She looked like Frankenstein. But she looked amazing 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
So the vanity's in me. It's
so,
in me.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Grandma got her hair done. Yeah. And like literally, she's the one. She got her hair done every week, always with a French twist. You basically didn't see her without makeup on. Like she'd be like tuck away in the morning and then come out and she's just like, quaff.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say that I think's also a weird time currently was there was this like celebration of curves, voluptuous women. Yes. And now that we're in this, what is it era? Ozempic, whatever era, these people like Lizzo, who was so much out there in who she was and confident. And this is something about just celebrating ageism and all, but like what you are and being proud of your, whether your age, your size, and all of that. And that's the thing that makes me a little bit nervous in the time we are, because like even when I hit 40, I felt like, oh, things are changing. Sure. All right. I'm going to be a little bit more curvier than I was. Yeah. And I keep just being like, I'm in my Selma Hayek era. And first of all, Selma Hayek is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not saying, I just like added got a little extra. So yeah, it was this feeling of like telling myself, speaking to myself nicer, and, which is very hard.
That is an age thing as well.
But
I'm
when
kinder to myself now.
Yes. But then I put on the crop tops I wore in my 30s. I'm like, these need to go away.
I love how crop tops are back now. I'm like, where were you when I was in my 20s? Because that's not what they were.
Oh, I was crop topping in 20s to 30s.
But it wasn't the style.
Well, I was just crop topping.
You were brave and bold. I know.
Yes, no, it is really, I laugh because I think the 20-year-olds now are dressing like how I wanted to in the 90s, but my mother wouldn't let me.
Oh, that's so funny. You're right.
But also it was the clothes that didn't make sense on my body type, because it was the super frail Kate Moss, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox.
I always said I felt like a fish out of water.
I would try to put on the like trendy jeans, and I was like, I literally just look like a mom.
It was like Guess. Guess was the store to shop at. I'm like, yeah, but only if you were tall and skinny. Yeah. And like straight figured. Nothing fit me in those stores.
So now I admired Candice when I walked in. We're going to live in our jumper rompers.
I have a
jumpsuit
romper on.
Yeah.
Guys, I think we'll probably like I don't know. We'll do like the bonus episodes at the end or something where we tell you where we got our outfits. But like,
we'll
I'm
tag
not
it.
that person. But I did get this jumper from Amazon, and I'll share a link to it. But it's because Sarah inspired me. She was in the jumper like last week or 2 weeks, and I was like, wow, she looks really good in that jumpsuit.
I put on jumpsuits, and I think, have I worn this jumpsuit with Candice already?
Oh, they will be repeat outfits. Okay. Who are you kidding?
Not me.
No, you're good.
No, just kidding. It's
so good.
No, I'm not. So with the wrestling company I work with, I try, since I've been there 7 years and been on television, I try to, and goes back to aging and everything, but to re-wear an outfit I've worn before, maybe 5 years prior, and then a fan will find that exact time I wore it and put us side by side. So like, and once again, celebrate who I am at the place I am and the curves and the ages and whatever. Yeah. But it is like a very strong, like, here you go. This is when you wore it here. And like, whether it's calling me out or they're being cool about it. And just, please, if you have that time to do that, that is very sweet of you. So thank you for
It's true.
Celebrating the same outfit.
Celebrating.
Quote. I'm doing air quotes.
It's true, though. I think there's a happy... medium, if we can find it, between aging gracefully, hanging out in social media world,
and wearing Spanx.
And always wearing Spanx. I live in Spanx.
I do like. I don't know if we've spoken about Spanx. If we've spoken about Spanx every podcast that we do, it'd be very funny. Oh yeah. No, they definitely are saviors in different situations.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially for a girl like me with a big booty. Like I've always worn that. I just feel.
Do you remember, like, I remember the moment my mother, like, it was a prom, and she just handed me, and she was like, welcome. Here are Spanx. Yeah, totally. It was like when I turned, 30 it was. Yeah. I actually think it might have been younger, and she was just like, and here is anti-aging lotion.
Oh, I love that. my mother was like, here's Noxzema. I'm like, Noxzema? Noxzema? I feel like this is not what you're using.
My grandma would just use cold cream, right?
That's
just,
kind of Noxzema,
that's
right?
what I thought.
Like
just like heavy, like lotion that you wipe off all your makeup. Yes. But grandma just glowed.
But I will tell you, like, there's Aunt Pauline that's in our family who passed away at 99 or maybe 100. Cousin Stephanie can check that on me. I think she was 100. She passed away recently, but like, dude, woman looked amazing. Yeah. And we asked her secret, and she literally was like, my Noxzema. I won't go anywhere without my Noxzema and my Vaseline. And
my
Vaseline. And she put it on her lips and her eyelashes.
Well, didn't they call it like what was the thing?
It's petroleum jelly.
Well,
come on now. We're not supposed to be putting that on our face, but are we?
But
you don't. 99, 100,
do you not know there was like a trending thing, and it was like that kids were putting on. Yes, but they called it something like glossing or
stop it.
Yeah, greasing. Yeah, it was something like a. If you could put this in the comments or whatever, if you know the answer to that trend that it was, but it was we do by we I mean I have him in the household. We do the under eye, but Chad and I call them the under eye slugs. We put slugs on our eyes.
Oh, you mean you put the
eye
patches?
Yes, but we call them slugs because they're little jelly. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say we will have a guest or two on in the coming weeks about anti-aging and things and people that are promoting it in a wonderful way and stuff like that. But the thing that I always kind of drives me crazy, and tell me if you feel this way.
Talk to me.
That's why we're here.
Talk to me. I'll let you know how I feel.
It's true. And again, being a part of the entertainment world, I feel like I should be smarter. Meaning I should understand that it's a PR moment, but I still get tied up in it. For instance, Demi Moore looks amazing at 62 or 3 or something, and here I am like, money right. And here must be funny going, wow watching her.
No, Demi Moore is the top right now.
But wait a minute, she did an interview, I think it was for People, I have to check, I think it was for People, where and I love Demi Moore, by the way, who I always thought was freaking gorgeous, didn't need a stitch of plastic surgery, but I'm guessing she's had some, did an interview on People magazine saying she has to attribute the way she looks to her healthy lifestyle. And I was like, wait, I can't fall for this. I have to know better. I'm in the world of entertainment somewhat, and I should know better. Imagine if you're not in that world, you're totally gullible. Are you gullible to this, or are you going, wait?
Yeah,
flat out lying, trying to make us believe.
So that's the stuff that I think you and I are trying to do a little bit more, is to like do the reveal behind the curtain of honesty, of like we're all trying our best.
Yes.
But is it sexy to talk about as a celebrity, to talk about all the plastic surgery done? Or, why do we have to hammer people? Why did you get your boobs done? Did you get your nose done? And it's like, none of your business. If I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it.
You know what? Emma Thompson, who is a ridiculously amazing actress, was on, I want to say Jimmy Fallon. She did this thing where she was like, and you can Google it, you'll see it. It's on YouTube everywhere.
Or we'll add a link.
We'll add a link.
I don't know.
Producer, can you add a link?
Add a link. Tom?
No, producer, yeah, exactly. Where she talks about how she literally was like, let me just spend the best years of my life worrying about my physical body. Let me not, train and work on my mind, my heart, my art, my health, my children, my family, all these wonderful things that we should be focusing on. Let me worry about, am I looking good today? Am I skinny enough? She's like, let me worry about, are my wrinkles showing? And I was like, oh shit. She's calling me out because there's some days that I'm like, oh, I got to get my grays are starting to come in my little specks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's what I'm going to worry about. And I'm not going to sit in my office and write for an hour an amazing, next couple of pages on the script.
But also like the pressure that's put on women to look a certain way and especially the choice to be in the business it does have to do with appearances.
And that's the other thing.
I love how I'm trying to be gentle about this.
So trying to be
but
gentle.
I also
I know you're trying to be gentle. You're tipping your head from side to
and
side.
talking slow. No, and then but as you're talking about your grays, I'm laughing because I think like blondes, we just never turn gray. And first of all, I'm a brunette. That is a well-paid. Neither have I. I've never seen me with brown hair. No, I'm just joking. So the funny part is now I have grays in my corners.
That's where I get them.
Yes, right
like
here.
Specks that start to come out, and then now the new thing is the tippy top.
And they can't do anything with blonde because it doesn't. Versus like if you go brunette, you can just dye it. So I literally just had at Amazon like the blonde shadow. Like I'm just be like, I'm still blonde. I was like, how was my grandma blonde for so long?
Because she was dying like she had a ritual.
Yeah, but if you have white hair, you cannot dye it blonde. Somebody please save the day because I really want to know what the best thing is.
My mom literally would lift her hair and be like, "Oh, my little grays are coming in." I'm like, "You're 30 years older than me. How?"
Yeah.
Does mine look sharper than hers?
Is mom born blonde?
No, mom brown. All the way brown.
That's what I thought.
Has been blonde since.
Maybe I got to go to the source. I got to go to the source.
Yeah, right, exactly. My mom's been blonde forever. So that's the thing, and I should go back to this and say also too, it isn't just the entertainment industry. I shouldn't harp on that. It's every industry. I think the pressure, the beauty industry, and it's also like raising children, raising girls. My sister's raising a beautiful 7-year-old daughter who I love my niece to death, but like I see it already. When and how do we slow down these kids from aging so quickly in a fast way that's like, you don't need to worry about that right now. Like, a little boy pinched my butt on the playground. I'm like, why are we doing this so quickly at 6 and 7 years old when,
There's inevitable things, I think. This is just with the silliness between male and female or whatever. But I think the rapid worrying about what you look like, I think has gotten more aggressive because of social media. I'm very conscious of it more now of like trying to take a break from it because it doesn't make you happy. Yeah. I doom scroll. And does it affect my happiness? Yeah. Any thoughts? You're just looking at me.
Because when you said doom scroll, I do it too.
Yeah. I do find funny memes and then I see things about politics that then stress me out. Oh, yeah. And then I see like beautiful friends. But then also like there's this other alternate thing of like you don't see, and this is what everybody talks about. No one's posting their hard times necessarily. I think there is obviously honesty, and we'll talk about that moving forward with things that we've gone through. I think that's why we would like this forum right now to actually have the conversation about it rather than just posting a video and like we want to talk it out. We want to chat about it.
How do you see yourself aging the next? Because people are living until they're 100. Which, by the way, there's that great documentary on Netflix. I'll put it in the bonus episode. I have to do my research. Yeah. I don't remember the name of it. But Tom and I watched it, and it's like this man goes and travels the world and tells you what countries people are living the longest in. And
Yeah.
Italy's one of them, and it's because these people literally garden and they climb steps every day. How do you see yourself aging, and what age do you want to live to?
Okay.
That's a heavy-handed question.
It is. I really want to chop off my hair and be Sharon Stone at some point. Just like quaff my hair back and just like wear power suits everywhere. No. It's interesting because I think I've known what I've wanted in my life for so long, right? And now that I'm in this midpoint of life, and it's not necessarily, right? It's not necessarily directly in mid, but where I went and got my graduate degree and I got my master's, where I'm in this like kind of pivot phase. Like, do I want a family? Chad and I getting married, having a home. And it's like rediscovering what is the want now. Is been a big maybe this is heavier than I thought. Did you just want me to know physically how I wanted to age? But I'm holding on for the ride, making choices, but still discovering what this next phase of my life is. To be really honest, it's been I've always known since I could think, like 5 years old, like, yeah, we're going to sing and dance. I'm going to go audition. I'm going to go do this.
Yeah,
and I always, even in school, I was sang at Lincoln Center in junior high and Carnegie Hall and toured then in Austria. And when I didn't go to my senior prom, I went and did a show and like, but I loved it and it made me happy. And I think I'm seeking what the next phase of my happiness is.
Yeah,
is that a fine answer? I had never thought things would be as mysterious. What's next?
The next phase. I love that. My answer is so stupidly simple.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because oh God.
I like when we can make ourselves laugh. Like you really are having that joy.
I'm laughing because yes, I thought about aging, obviously. We're all humans. But I never thought about getting older and it bothering me until I had a child. Here's why, and this is fucked up. Sorry for those of you that have ever gone that hole.
Oh, I thought you were sorry about the
I know, I should
about the cursing.
I should apologize. But the rabbit hole was, oh my God, I'm going to be this age because I had my kid later in life, right? So I'm going to be this age when he's this age. And that tripped me up. And then I started going like, well, I'm just going to be on the Smucker's jars. Do you know what the Smucker's jars are?
No.
That's why I'm laughing. That's what I say to myself now. The Smucker's jars. Well, Al Roker, do you do it anymore? I haven't watched the TV show.
Oh, one of the
Where they
oldest,
live to their
yes.
100 and they're on the Smucker's jars.
Oh my!
And their faces.
Why are
on
they
it.
on Smucker's jars?
I
Because
have
it's
no
sponsored.
idea. Yes, it is sponsored by the Smucker's.
It's got to be a catchphrase of like.
But I literally put my head to bed at night.
Oh my God!
And you're supposed to say mantras.
So you want to live forever?
I
You're like at 100.
I don't want to do Death Becomes Her. I don't want to. A serum.
Big shout out Death Becomes Her. Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep bow down.
Big one. I don't think I want to do that because at first I thought I did, and then my husband always brings up this point, and he's like, "Yeah, but everyone around you will eventually die, and then it's just you." I'm like, "Oh my God, you're right. I don't want to do that." Right? And like Tom always says this thing where he's like, "What if we get bored?" And I'm like, "Okay, we're like 200 years old. I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
But maybe I do want to be on the Schmucker's jaws. So like that's my like thing.
I don't want to be on a jelly jar.
So you don't want to live to your 100.
I don't want to be on a jelly jar.
Oh, but that means you reached 100.
No, I don't want to be on a jelly jar.
I think I do. Oh God.
So I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest here. I literally have a pillow behind my back. I love lumbar support. My hip goes out. I have Dr. Scholl's sneakers on because I think that they're the only ones that really have good support for comfort.
I'm dying right now.
I want to live while I can do everything, feel good about my.
That's true.
I want to have beautiful memories with my family.
Yes.
I talked about this the other day about when we were flying during 9/11 and I was going to University of Miami, and I would literally get on the plane and say, if this is my time, I'm really happy. I had a really good life. And that was 19. Like,
you were 19?
Well,
right? I was so lost
freshman year. But it was such a weird concept to think like that. And,
I love that. And you're an old soul. Because I'm an old soul, but I'm an old soul in the sense of like, needs to still experience life in a lot of ways.
No.
Which I think you're like a mature old soul.
Sorry, maturity got me on that one.
At 19?
No, it was just a weird thing of like you have to, because it was such a scary time that getting on planes it was frightening, and you never, and please, with what's happening at Newark Airport with FAA, and I don't know if you, hysterically enough, I was on a flight this weekend, and we were on time. and it was great.
I know
So
my parents were too. We were shocked.
yeah, so the media, but I also want safety on our airlines. I lost my father a couple years ago. So now death is a much greater, larger thing. But also the purpose of life is, I don't mean to get heavy. And I just think about that. I was like, oh, we're going to get heavy with a lot of things. But like
so
laughter and humor. And that's something my dad represented. Like he always yelled at me, why is everybody crying? It's happy. We're having fun. And he had a big laugh and he was larger than life. And when your time and your number's called, to know that you put it all out there.
100%.
Go for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal is one of my favorite statements.
Love that. I do 1,000% agree with you, but I really want to be on this podcast. Can I not be on this podcast?
I know you will.
With my little beehive and my
oh my
100-year-old.
God. I know. I do just want to French twist it.
We're going to French
I
twist
love
it.
good updos.
We said this the other day.
I want you to have I want a beehive for you for sure.
Okay, sure. I'll go with the beehive. But we said this the other day. We were like, wait,
With the
we're still
bumps.
going to do Broadway, right? At some point, like we're not. We're just starting.
Can I do it with a cigarette and a dirty martini and a real
Probably.
raspy voice? I'm only doing belting numbers that are to a middle C, nothing higher. Just wailing to middle C.
Wait, I was only wailing to middle C in my 20s. I was like, I am not doing this riff shit. I was like, it is not happening. It just wasn't happening.
No, you don't want me to sing pop.
That being said, we
Yes.
are thinking about doing this. I don't want to call it a segment. That's so cheesy. But we'd like to share with you something that made us happy this week. And it could be anything. And if obviously there's something that made you happy this week or you felt really good about it and you want to share it with us, write us. But something I want to share that made me feel really good this week. My friend Ravi, who we'll interview at some point, took me to an amazing show. It's called Boop, the Musical. It is inspired by Betty Boop. David Foster wrote the lyrics.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wrote the music and lyrics. It's insanely good.
Oh.
I was smiling from ear to ear the whole time. Jerry Mitchell directed and choreographed it. It is like a bit of old school meets modern day, which is lovely. The talent is immense.
And what's the theme?
So Betty Boop goes into a time machine and gets...
And does she come to modern day?
Comes to Comic-Con today.
She goes to Comic-Con?
And she's so confused, like, why she's there. But she is searching, which is kind of what I think is adorable.
Do they actually say Comic-Con?
I think they do.
Comic-Con is a word that is in a musical.
I think it's Comic-Con. Yeah, it totally is. Okay. It totally is. And, like, she's black and white.
Yeah,
and it's what they did with the stage and the lighting design is my sister's calling. What else is there? I gotta call you back. Every day. Literally, and she's, by the way, every time my sister calls me, she's usually ordering food. She's on a drive-through line every minute of her life. Another reason why I'm in therapy, because she'll eat anything and not gain a pound, and then there's me. So I just wanted to say that is the most fun show I've seen.
And who was the lead that was so great?
Saw Betty Boop, and the lead of Betty Boop is Jasmine Rogers.
Amy
Rogers. Sorry, Jasmine Amy Rogers. And she's phenomenal. Go see it. And
yes.
then you're going to see Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, and I can't wait. She's going to win the Tony, in my opinion.
Nicole. These are things that make us happy.
Yeah. I just want to see her
wail. Wait,
can I tell my happiness? That's not what I'm...
Oh, I thought that was your happiness. No,
I didn't do it yet. This is the future. Today is now, and this is the present.
What is your happiness?
This past weekend... Well, it was my niece, Maddie, her first communion, and then we all went to Disney. Maddie is the middle child. It's Grace, Maddie, and then Marky. Maddie is like looking in the mirror. I just see her, and we know each other, and like she's hysterical. She cuts promos like WWE, and like directly, and she goes, "I'm Sarah, and I am interviewing yada, yada, yada." Anyway, so the moral of the story, what makes me happy is at 8 a.m., I'm in the playroom where I sleep, is my guest bedroom, is the playroom with all the toys around. And she comes in a sequin dress, black sequin dress, and a top hat at 8 a.m. And she just starts dancing. And like, for me, that is pure joy. Yes,
that was your happiness.
Oh, it was sequins before 10 a.m. Honestly, that's just pure respect from your Aunt Sarah.
To Disney.
Oh, and then we went to Disney.
So you went to the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Is Disney the happiest place on earth? It's very stressful. But we did have a good time. You have to because kids under 3 get in for free.
Oh, then we'll be going.
Yeah, that's why we go.
Actually we are going in like 6 weeks, but that's besides the point.
But don't start. We'll
don't
get to
start.
that
We'll get to that.
because that will be another episode.
Thanks, friends, for listening.
I think there's a lot to say about getting older, and I think the best thing to do is just to have a sense of humor.
And do it with a friend. Age with a friend.
I can't believe we're talking about this without a drink.
I'll go get us one.
No, too soon.
Thanks for joining us today.
You can follow us on Instagram at Don't Start Podcast.
Or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll see you next time, friends.
Don't Start is produced by Anthony Street Productions.